Hi guys, it's Maria. So it's been kind of a nightmare. This is today I had my pre-op class, and yesterday I actually had my pre-op appointment with the doctor's office, and everything is kind of going, but not really. So they have me. I happen to have a skin graft on my left flank, which is where they typically put, or my left side rib cage thing, which is where they typically put your port. But um, because the depth of my skin graft, they're concerned that there might be scar tissue. So the doctor's saying that they're not going to know until they actually have me on the table to see if whether or not we can go through with the lap band, which is the worst news I could have got. And they gave me this news on Tuesday, which was yesterday. Um, and I didn't do so well on that liquid diet because I was upset and I was mad, and we waited there for 3 hours and proceeded to then go eat. I was so upset. I went there thinking everything's fine. I mentioned this to my doctor on my first consultation in November, and now we're in March of 2010, like a few days away from surgery, and they're like, we don't know, doctor has to see. I was crushed. I actually started crying, and the nurse, she was being really nice, but all I heard the entire time was, "You may not have surgery," and I was so mad. I started crying. Um, I actually got really upset, and I was like, "Why didn't they tell me before?" I told her, this is something I told. There was a guy who did the consultation with me at first, and I told him about it. It's on like the actual paper that I filled out. I wrote skin graft. It's right there in my writing. She opened up my file and saw that I put skin graft, but yet she's like, well, no, no, I believe that you told him, but doctor is going to have to decide. She's like, we typically like to do some type of CT scan so that we can make sure there wasn't any scar tissue. I feel they dropped the ball on it because my hopes are now completely up. I've done labs, and they've had me do psychological evaluations. I've done every single thing that my insurance has required, and now the last minute they're telling me we have to wait for the doctor to see. And I was like, well, why can't the doctor see? I really have no understanding or patience because I've done everything right. And I know the doctor's in surgery, but frankly, I consider myself more important than every other patient because now you're telling me that I may not get surgery. The doctor's busy, so I do understand. He was actually in the operating room when I was having my consultation. He wasn't even there. I had it with the nurse, which was horrible because I felt so bad. I was crying the whole way home because I might not get the surgery. I'm basically done. I've actually registered at the hospital. My surgery is scheduled for 11 a.m. March 15th, but we're not sure. I'm really frustrated, and I'm finding it very hard to stick to the liquid diet for surgery that I might not have. Um, I'm really disappointed, and I still have to keep going with everything. She said that, oh no, I just want to let you know in case the doctor decides. Basically, they're going to wait till I'm on the operating table to decide whether or not I can have the surgery, which I think is so unfair because if I'm not going to be able to have it, they shouldn't have let me come this far. Because now I feel I'm entitled and I deserve it and I've done everything else, and they're just saying no. And it's not the doctor who's saying no. And then by the end of the consultation, she saw how upset I got. So she was like, "No, doctor has done great things, and he's probably gonna be able to work something out." But by the time she's telling me this, it's too late, and I'm still really upset and nervous and dreading my surgery date. Not because I don't want the surgery, but because I'm gonna be heartbroken if I don't get it. Um, but of course, I'll continue with my weight loss journey one way or another. I have to get healthy for me, for my kids, for everything, for my health, for vanity. for lots of reasons. Um, but I just got really upset. And then they also forgot to schedule me for a pre-op appointment for my nutritionist with the dietitian. It's like a 4 hour class. They forgot. She says it sent the fax. The other department says we never received anything. But the only one who didn't get a call was me. And I've been calling that second department since the day I got my date for surgery. But the girl at the front desk is really rude, and oh, she was awful. And I just kept telling her, well, I have surgery in a few days. I have surgery in a few days. She kept saying, we have to wait for your doctor to send something over. And I'm thinking, okay, whatever. So they had to squeeze me in. I got a one-on-one class with a dietitian. I think he's also a doctor there at the hospital. He was fantastic. He gave me so much advice, and then he showed me this like 64-ounce cup, like the big gulp that you get at like a 7-Eleven or whatever, and then the little medicine cup that you get from your kid's medicine, little 4 teaspoon measuring cup. He's like, this is your stomach then, and this is your stomach now. And he said that that's like the perfect size, and that they actually make it about that size, and that the opening on the bottom, the tiny inner circle, is the size that the food actually is going to pass through. So it was a pretty cool class. Like, even though a lot of the stuff he was telling me, I've actually already found here on YouTube, and with all the weight loss surgery community that, with you guys give such great advice, and nothing better than hearing it from someone who's actually going through it. And I actually it was a great class. He was really, really helpful, and he talked about there was a few things that he told me that I had never heard of, and it was fantastic. Like the sips of water, take a few sips every 5 minutes, and eating. The he showed me like plates with like little plastic food of the way I should be eating, and it's so tiny. And then he actually did like a breakfast thing. He's very creative, by the way. He had like, I guess, like Play-Doh or something, but he had like green beans and chicken and what else? I think that was it. And then he was showing me eggs and stuff like that. Cream of wheat, for breakfast. I think that's like on the second stage when you're actually on, or third stage when you're on like the pureed foods. But it's like a quarter of a cup of cream of wheat, which I thought was cute because I like cream of wheat. But that'll be the cutest little serving I've ever made myself because you know, your servings are going to be, they're a lot more smaller. But anywho, it was a really good class. He didn't touch on anything new. Most of the stuff I already knew, and I've been reading online, and all the other stuff I told you. But it was great information. So I liked that class. I just hated that it was rushed and last minute because they didn't get it right. It's not my fault. I can't don't get me wrong, I wish I could, and I've actually turned into a bit of a stalker. I call my um, doctor's office like once every few days. Do I need anything else? Just because I didn't want anything to go wrong. Finally, they figured out that in fact I did need that other class, and they had to squeeze me in because the next class that was coming up wasn't for like 2 days until after my surgery, which would not work because it's a pre-op, not a post-op. Anywho, so we got everything done. Right now, main concern is going to be whether or not I'm getting the surgery. I have everything ready. I now feel horrible for messing up today, and I have to get back on the horse and or on the saddle, or I don't really know the saying, and just keep going. And hopefully, I do get my surgery. But I'm going to be bummed and sad. So everybody out there, cross your fingers that I actually do get it. What else? My liquid diet's going fantastic, except for today. I haven't really weighed myself. I don't like to weigh myself that often right now because my numbers tend to fluctuate when I start exercising in the past, and it's just really discouraging for me to not see that go down like this because I'm expecting it to happen instantly, even though I know it doesn't work that way. But I don't know what else to say, and my video is already looking like it's going to be a little long. Hopefully everything goes okay. I'm nervous, and I hope that I do get my surgery. I'm actually going to post up some pictures. I think I'll do it tomorrow to show you my skin graft and to show you why the reason they're saying that I might not get it. I don't understand why just they can't put it on the other side. The other side is